Welcome to Pageant Chat with Kent and Lindsay. Hi, Kent.
I'm Kent.
Yes.
And you're Lindsay.
Well, obviously.
Just want to be sure.
Okay. Today is all about you and your pageant prep. So we're checking in to see where you are and if you have made any progress.
Probably not.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the
It's
thing
been
is,
some time since you've been here.
it has been.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. And I really did not give you a to-do of what the expectations were in between, right?
No, and the truth for our audience is I really never know what you're going to do.
Right, that is true.
You just told me a minute ago that I'm going to answer questions.
Right.
Right.
So we're going to brush back up on onstage question, because earlier today we went through some beauty routines.
Right.
I gave you some new beauty products that you should probably incorporate into your prep.
Kind of an uphill battle, isn't
Right.
it? Yeah.
So, but right now we're going to work on onstage question again.
Okay.
And so by you doing all of this practice, I mean, you're really like helping others and kind of like mentoring and giving examples for other people on how to prep themselves, right? So
sure.
that's what we're really trying. I mean, that's what you're like the
Super guinea pig.
right. Yeah, but it's nice for other people
No.
because then they know what to expect. Then they can and you kind of do get hard. Some of these questions are hard in here. So,
Okay.
all right. I want to remind you that you're scored 10 points, 0 to 10. I always start with, remember I told you, I always start with a 5, and you either go up or down from a
Yes.
5. And you get points on mental alertness, perception,
Okay.
personality, sense of values, clarity of expression, and then like any type of other factors which could maybe even just go into your answer, like if you're talking about sportsmanship or cooperativeness, or I mean sometimes it's like even just your appearance.
Okay. Yeah.
So you want to get started and
Sure.
go ahead and pick your first question. We might just do only one question today. We'll talk. Oh, and I'm going to time you. I'm going to give you a time. So let's do 2 minutes. Let's do about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Let's do about 2 minutes. All right. If you could experience a sailing adventure or cruise on any river, lake, or ocean in the world, what body of water would you choose for your trip?
Okay. Did I start?
Yes.
All right.
please.
Uh-oh, she's going to time me.
All right.
Actually, I would pick Mono Lake, which is in California. It's saltier than many places in Salt Lake, believe it or not, mainly because water comes in from the mountains in the high Sierras and does not leave. It doesn't go anywhere, so it's holding any and all salt. And I've always admired that lake and wanted to be on it. So it would probably would not have to be a small boat or a large boat, can be a small boat, but a chance to go out and visit the 2 islands that are there and see the surrounding mountains, meaning the high Sierras, from a different view from the water.
Very good. So I liked your answer. It seemed like you already knew what you were going to talk about. That actually is probably always a judge's first impression. Do you have something that comes to mind?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Because a lot of people will draw a blank. So
Yes.
you always have something that comes to mind. I mean, and you always make it personal because it's something that you when I say you always make it personal, I mean, Kent, you in your typical answers have always made it personal to what you like. Sometimes when people don't know what you're talking about, like I've never heard of that lake, it can make like a judge kind of check out, but it also is your authentic answer, so you want to go with that. I mean, I have to tell you, you have good answers. So you do. You have good answers, and your answers are...
How come I think you're going to say however?
Right, I am. You have good answers. However,
Yeah.
I sometimes feel a little bored.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you agree? You're
No,
boring?
I felt that with that answer.
Oh, okay.
Very specifically that.
Because you could have said, because I don't know what activities you can do there. You did say you wanted to go to the top of the two of the islands or look off the islands.
Right.
But it's just kind of boring.
Yeah. No, you're right, because you can swim in it and float and a number of other things that I could have said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to kind of make it a little bit more spicy. It doesn't have to be any longer,
Right.
but just maybe something that people would just catch their attention. You want to know my answer? I want to really tell you my answer.
Okay.
So it is asking what lake you'd like to visit or body of water. And I actually have already visited it, but the Snake River has these amazing river cruises. Have you ever heard of a river cruise?
Yeah.
And so they have these not old, there's many different cruise ships. Some of them are older and antique, and they have these antique rooms. They're like 8 to 10 days or 6 days. I don't know. It just depends on what cruise you book. And some of them start in Portland, and then they go to Clarkston, Washington, which, I live in Lewiston, so right there. Or they start in Lewiston and they go to Portland. And you just spend the week cruising the whole Snake. Have you ever heard of that?
Absolutely. When I started out, my first thought was being on a cruise ship.
Right.
That I did a few years back from Los Angeles area to Mexico and so forth. And I thought of that simply because most people can identify with that.
Mm-hmm.
They've seen a program or they've seen the ad or something. And then, but then I went back to what I like, which is Mono Lake,
right,
okay? And
right.
so, and that I think threw me off because it could have been easier to talk about a cruise.
Right, sometimes,
okay,
yeah.
That people can relate to.
Yep.
Yep.
But you still would have scored high. So here's what I will tell you about that. You would have got a good score. However, most of the judges are scoring in all categories. So you would have scored well. But are you going to be a fan favorite? I don't know. We also don't know who your competition is.
Right, no, of course.
We don't know who you're going up against. So are they more boring than you? I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's so good to have you here.
All right. Well, I think that's good for today. Good for
Okay.
practice. We're gonna keep talking about on-stage question, and we're gonna keep practicing with you a little bit here and there, and we're gonna keep working on your beauty routines and tanning routines, and I'll have more products for you to try in the future.
Great.
Great.
Looking forward to it.
All right. If you are interested in becoming a pageant contestant for Miss Globe US or Miss Bikini US, go to skypageants.com and put in your information to register. And thank you for watching Pageant Chat with Kent and Lindsay. Thank you for watching Pageant Chats. If you are ready to be a contestant, go to www.skypageants.com.